Don't tell me. Don't at me in the comments. I don't want to hear any of your negativity. Only agree with this one. Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be part 2 about Genome Link. So if you remember, in part 1 I had an initial look at the website, and that's what you can get for free without subscribing. So it gave me some interesting results. If you haven't already watched that video, I will link it above. But today I am going to show you the results that I got after I subscribed. So at the end of the last video, I realized that it was going to take 24 hours from when I subscribed until I get the results. And it's been about a week now because I just didn't have time the next day. So I have not looked at these results yet. So we will look at them together. All right, let me log back in. I'm logging in. If you haven't already, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell because it really helps out my channel when you do. And let's do this. I'm so excited. Okay, so it looks like all of my extra results are here. There's a lot. There is a lot. Plasma-free amino acid concentrations. I don't even know what that is. Vitamin E, vitamin D. Okay, I'm not surprised I'm higher on the vitamin D, and I've actually had my vitamin D tested and it is high, or you know, it's relatively high. But I live in a very sunny place and I do go outside a lot, so response to vitamin E, beta carotene. Like, there are so many of these. I'm not going to open up every single one because it'll make this video take forever and it'll be boring for you. I just want to show you what you can actually get. I wonder why bitter taste is in with the medical stuff. I don't know. This, I think I mentioned this in the last one. Does not surprise me. My iron's low. So that's fun. Folate, phosphorus, blood glucose. I want to look at this blood glucose one because I am one of those people that gets really hangry, and I sort of wonder if it's that my blood sugar's crazy. I don't think it's that. I think that I just have like a ridiculous appetite. Anyway, intermediate's good, I guess. Less likely unhealthy food intake. What? I mean, it's true. I don't eat very much unhealthy food, but how is that even a thing? Wow, okay, there's an actual gene associated with a high risk for seeking out unhealthy foods, such as fried food. Oh, so it seems to be gambling, substance abuse, so it might be an addictive type thing. Found to be involved in the brain's reward circuitry, and I'm less likely to do it. That's probably true. I don't really have an addictive type personality. I've already seen some of these before. Less sensitive to gluten. Gluten is legit my favorite food, so that's good. More likely alcohol drinking baby. I don't drink. More likely to drink heavily. Well, I guess it's lucky that I don't drink at all then, because otherwise I'd be in trouble. What else we got? High risk for egg allergy. I eat eggs. Never had any allergy. Milk, no. Peanut, intermediate. I'm not allergic to peanut. I'm not allergic to shrimp. Greater appetite after cannabis use, intermediate. That's so weird. I didn't know there was a gene for that. What? Smell asparagus odor. What are they talking about? Scholars as far back as the 18th century have noticed the foul odor from urine after eating asparagus. Asparagus makes our urine smell but can only be perceived by some. I'm less likely to smell it. Well, I guess that's true because I've never noticed any smell from asparagus. Ew. That's gross, sorry. Stomach volume after meals, smaller. That's probably true. I don't tend to get really bloated even after I eat something crazy. Higher fish intake, that's true. I love fish. Mainly salmon. I'm obsessed with salmon. Tea, coffee, less likely. Duh, coffee's disgusting. Likely to consume sweet beverages. Not, I mean, I drink a lot of juice. Oh, no, not a lot. I'd say I drink juice maybe once each day, most days. I don't tend to drink soft drinks or anything like that though. Sweet taste preference. I don't eat much sugary food. Okay, yes, sometimes I do, but I wouldn't say that I'm drawn to that specifically. I tend not to be obsessed with sweet foods. Stop it. I'm not. I'm not lactose intolerant. Gluten-free diet follower. So that's not even saying that you're allergic to gluten. And no, of course I don't follow a gluten-free diet. I have to look at this. Of course I don't. How revolting. Like, unless you actually have celiac, you're crazy to cut out gluten. Gluten-free diet involves excluding foods, blah, blah, blah. Treatment for celiac disease, yes. The number of gluten-free diet followers without celiac disease is increasing because they're crazy. Recent study suggested that the higher gluten intake was associated with a decreased risk of incident type 2 diabetes over 28 years, whereas the nutrient quality of gluten-free diets has consistently been shown to be poorer compared with that of traditional. Less likely to follow. I can't believe that there is a gene for being likely to follow a gluten-free diet even if you're not a celiac. That's crazy. BMI, likely to show significant reduction of BMI after 6 months of a low-fat diet. I mean, that's probably true. If I don't really eat, I do drop weight. So I tend to have a pretty stable weight, but I'm more likely to lose it than gain it. Okay. Intelligence, I mean, this is me, right? Brain arousal at resting state. A state associated with wakefulness and... Sorry if this like mouse is loud, me moving it around. I don't know if you can hear that, but I don't have like a mouse pad. I know I probably should, but it's like, who goes and buys this? Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's go back to this. Associated with wakefulness and drowsiness. While environmental conditions, blah, blah, blah. So I've got an intermediate tendency for brain arousal to persist. That's interesting. Memory, performance, intermediate. And that's probably fair. I have a pretty good memory for some things, but other things no. I'd say my long-term memory is better than my short-term memory. Hippocampal volume small. Isn't that insulting? Integral in memory consolidation and spatial navigation. Intermediate or small. So does that mean I have increased risk for Alzheimer's? Oh, that's no good. However, spatial navigation, this probably makes sense because I'm one of those people that if I'm looking at a map, I'll have to like keep turning the map around, turning it so that I mean, a lot of people think that that's like weird. Like, I don't know what you think. Maybe you're like, of course you turn it around, but then other people are like, why are you turning the map upside down? Because I'm trying to like perceive. And if like someone sorry, the light just changed in here. That was really weird, I think. What was I saying? Yeah, if someone tries to like tell me a story about like going somewhere and we're not there. So if we're sitting in this room and someone's saying, you know, when you drive down da-da-da street and you get to this and then you turn left and da-da-da, I can't like perceive it in my head and I start to get agitated because I'm like, I actually cannot imagine it. If I'm not physically there, it really does my head in trying to imagine it, and that sounds crazy. I'm sure I'd be absolutely terrible at sort of like hiking like with a map kind of. If I would never go off trails. I'm definitely not good at that. So anyway, that feels like a big story for hippocampal volume. Let's just go back to the, did I hit back? Cognitive ability, intermediate. I feel insulted a bit by these. Reasoning, memory, attention, language, blah, blah, blah. I feel like this can't be right. This can't be right. I don't know what they would think. Go away. It's a bit of a burn. Screw you. Hearing ability, we've already done that. Adult onset hearing difficulty, less likely to experience that. Good. Mathematical ability, more acute. That's probably true. Humiliating kind of admission. When I was a kid, I was put into like an advanced maths program because I was really good at maths. So it's probably like mathletes or something. But I personally didn't really want to do it because I saw it as a kind of punishment. I was like, I don't want to have to do more schoolwork when I'm not like forced to do it at school. Even if I was good at it, I was like, I still don't want to do it. Anyway, word reading ability. Word reading ability. Shouldn't that just be reading ability? Like, what else can you read other than words? I guess you can read people or something, I don't know. This is all over the shop. Reading and spelling. Intelligence less high. What? Fuck you, Genome Link. Intelligence as measured in IQ tests correlated to important outcomes. Look, it's pretty spread, really. That's almost like a third each way. If I was a gambling person, I'd say there's around 2/3 chance that I'm not a weaker tendency. So, and my math skills are good, as we've already ascertained, so we'll just... Performance intelligence, higher performance IQ. Well, we'll take that. Don't you like how, you know, the ones that are insulting me, I'm just like, that's wrong, and the rest of them I'm like, oh well, this is obviously working. Higher performance IQ. Yep. Well, I've never done an IQ test, so maybe I am an idiot. Multitasking, better at it. Well, yep. Poorer working memory. Some of these are kind of insulting. Short-term memory. Like, no, I admit this. For the tech savvy, it's essentially like RAM of a computer. Oh, look, if your working memory is impaired, you could, for example, not be able to carry a conversation because you'd have trouble remembering what you just said. That is so me. I'll like start talking about something and halfway through it I'll be like, I don't know where this story is going anymore. I've lost it. I should not admit that on here. I'll just move on. Less strong facial recognition ability. Maybe. Likely to have higher spatial attention skill, I don't know. Figural fluency, okay. What's figural fluency and figural originality? Non-verbal. Some of the elements of creativity. Oh, I see. So it's just being able to produce something that's novel and useful. So I'm 50-50 with this figural fluency and less likely to show higher figural originality. Burn. Likely to achieve higher score in science. That's good considering I'm doing all these DNA videos. You're like, gee, thank God she's at least got some brain at something. Anyway, physical traits, let's move on. Likely to try to get to sleep later. That's currently not true for me. I've been going to bed early because I've been finding that I'm more productive in the day. But if left to my own devices, yeah, I could just do that, definitely. Sleep duration tend to be shorter. That's not true. I need like 9 hours sleep, else I'm just not functioning very well. Likely to be a snorer. Oh well, you can ask other people around. I don't think I snore like too often. I guess it's possible, who knows. 67 to 33. I love how this is like a genetic thing though, like you're genetically more or less likely to be a snorer. Done that. Daytime sleep, more daytime sleepiness. I do nap sometimes, so yeah, that's probably true. Longevity. Okay, let's see this one. We're like thirds in all directions. Stronger, intermediate, and weaker. Well, I guess I'll just take those odds. It's equally likely that I'll live long or short. Frailty. Intermediate. Am I frail? A geriatric syndrome characterized by weakness, weight loss. Oh no, I don't want this. Average. Oh well. Frailty. More efficient pulmonary function. That's probably all the best for having my panic attacks. Motion sickness. Job related exhaustion. Intermediate. What is that? Physical and emotional fatigue from work. How is this a trait? Investigated in shift workers. Like, I would get if you're a shift worker, you're definitely gonna. So I'm average. Alright. It's interesting. Incidence and severity of injuries. Less frequent and severe injury. Yeah, that's probably true. Like, I don't tend to get injured a whole lot, but how is that a genetic trait? Like, wouldn't it be like clumsiness or something? Muscle injuries are almost a fact of life. Oh, it's like actually about your muscles. My muscles are less prone to injury. Probably true. I actually don't get too many of those problems. Sagging eyelids. Burn. I totally do. Oh, ouch. The thing is, like, even since I was a kid, I feel like my oh, I don't know, is it my eyelids or... Anyway, yeah. I have like hooded eyes, but I've always had that since I was a kid. Male pattern baldness. Oh no! Strong tendency for male pattern baldness. Lucky I'm not a male. Not that I think it matters in men generally, like, it's fine. Beard thickness, we've already talked about that last week. Tanning, I tan more easily. This is, even though I'm white, like, you're looking at me going, look how white you are, but it's actually true. If I spend a lot of time in the sun, my skin will get a bit darker. And I don't really tend to burn very easily despite being fair. Intermediate for freckles, like, that's probably true. I can get some freckles, but I don't sort of get like a lot. So skin pigmentation, darker skin. We just established that I have fair skin. But I guess with sun exposure I could go darker. More easily sensitized to grass. That's weird because I've actually done an allergy test and I wasn't allergic to any grass. Hay fever. I do though get like sometimes like seasonal allergies, but I just thought it was like pollen or something. Intermediate, we already talked about that. Higher body weight, shut up. Body fat mass, intermediate. Lean body mass, what's that? Muscle and bones, looking for TRHR. Well, I'm about to start working out. Body fat percentage, intermediate. That's garbage, I don't have much body fat. Adipose tissue type ratio, more visceral. What does this mean? Oh my god, this is all my inner fat, right? Visceral fat's the fat lining of the internal organs. Contributes to the notorious beer belly. I don't have one. There's the fat under the skin. So, right, so what you're saying is that I'm skinny, but probably all of the fat is around my organs, right? Great. It's good. Consume less calories, probably true. Intermediate waist size. I don't know. Smaller breasts, well, that's fine. That's, yeah. Larger waist, no, I wouldn't say. How am I? Wait. Intermediate waist size and larger waist. That's, oh, it's waist to hip. So, I don't know. I think it's fairly normal. I don't know. Taller. What is this? I want to look at this height one. A stronger tendency to be tall, but then like once again it's divided almost into thirds. I'm probably I don't know, I think I'm fairly, what's my height? I think I'm 172 centimeters, which I don't know what that is in feet and inches, and I don't know whether that's tall or short. Ew, wetter earwax. That's disgusting. I guess. I mean, I don't know. Transepidermal water loss. Uh-oh. Intermediate. Menstrual cycle length. Is this too much for you guys? Shorter menstrual cycle. I gotta click on this. Sorry. I know it's TMI. Don't look. Don't look. 100% likely on the shorter side. Yeah, alright. I won't go into any information there because you guys are like, ew, don't want to know that, but it's probably relatively true. Head size, average. Okay. Moderate smoking at an early age. I did not smoke at an early age. Gut biome, intermediate. What does that mean, intermediate? Oh, to have an abundant gut biome. So I'm likely and I'm less likely to equally. I've actually done like gut microbiome testing because I'm the kind of person who's just interested in all this stuff. And I did have like not a like super high abundant like gut microbiome or whatever, but all of the like levels were in super healthy ranges. So it's like I have a super healthy gut, but I could probably take some more probiotics. Oh, I have a longer telomere length. So even though that bastard said that I have an equal chance of living long or short, well, us scientists here know that telomeres indicate that you're likely to live longer. Is one of the factors that determine youthful appearance. And healthy living in the lifelong process of aging. Longer telomeres associated with higher survival rate. I mean, look, everyone's gonna cock it in the end, but anyways. Oh, likely to have higher facial attractiveness. What do you guys think? No, don't tell me. I don't want... What the fuck? Don't tell me. Don't at me in the comments. I don't want to hear any of your negativity. Only agree with this one. Placebo effect. I'm more likely to respond to a placebo. That's probably true. That's why I try so hard to do like positive thinking. Intermediate. Time perception. I have to click on this. Time perception. The internal, by the way, sorry about this, like you can probably hear that creaking chair. Every time I move it's creaking. It drives me nuts. I don't know if you can hear it. It's annoying. Sorry. Time perception. The internal see this short-term memory thing. I'm like the chair, this, like my brain. Yeah, okay. Back to the video. Time perception is the internal representation of time or psychological time, which can also be described as the subjective feeling of the passage of time. This is spacing me out. The study of time perception is well developed. All right, so I have intermediate time perception. So what that means that the passage of time, I feel like time moves equally slow and fast. I'm somewhere in the middle. Weird. Pregnancy rates, likely to have a lower number of pregnancies. Is that? Well, that's another TMI. Not gonna go into that one. Less likely to have dental caries. What are dental caries? Is that like cavities? And periodontitis. Well, I used to have like one filling and then I got that tooth removed. So, yeah, I don't really have cavities in my teeth. If that's what caries are. Less likely to experience multi-site chronic pain. I love this picture. I feel like this picture is me like, ooh. Less likely, that's good. Dog allergy, intermediate. I've had dogs my whole life and I am so thankful that I'm not allergic to them generally, so that's good. Mites allergy, intermediate. I am allergic to dust mites, so, but I think like most people are. Eye tail, a long eye tail. What the fuck is an eye tail? Face size, facial parts. It doesn't like, what the fuck is an eye tail? Alright, I'm not even gonna Google that. I'm likely to show allergic sensitization. I have actually done an allergy test and the only thing that I was allergic to was dust mites. I didn't show allergies for anything else. So, sperm motility, intermediate. So, I have average sperms. I can't. Obviously, they do these for women and men together, so there's that. Cellulite, I don't know, we've already talked about that one. Voice breaking age. I mean, my voice technically hasn't broken. I don't think that happens for girls. Likely to show increased rosacea. But I have had rosacea in the past, so yeah, that makes sense. Intermediate back pain. I wouldn't say that I get a lot of back pain, so. Noise-induced hearing loss in the right ear. In the right ear? How very specific. I'm less likely to get it anyway. Facial skin youthfulness. I'm likely to look younger than my biological age. What do you guys think? No, don't say. God, if you can't say something nice, don't. Hip bone size. Likely to have larger hip bones. I was just trying to think, have I ever like particularly shown my hip bones on this channel? I feel like I should just give you my like measurements so that you can all rate this. I don't remember them though. I don't think my hips are particularly large. I think they're pretty like standard. They transition from acute to chronic low back pain. Likely to transition from acute to chronic low back pain. Let's just not do this back pain. Puberty timing, intermediate. Well, that's probably fair, I guess. Biological response to acute stress, intermediate. Okay. Sorry, the light keeps changing. I think like the sun keeps going behind clouds and stuff. It's weird. I hope it turns out all right. Sleep quality, likely to experience poor sleep quality. That is true. I'm a very light sleeper and I'm a very grumpy person if I don't get my sleep, so sorry. Acute mountain sickness. I'm less likely to experience acute mountain sickness. That's good. I've never really been to like mountains. I've been to the Blue Mountains just outside of Sydney. I don't know if that counts, but not like really mountainous areas, but I'm glad of that because I love mountains. I would love to go to the mountains. Age-related cataract, likely to develop. Look, I know, okay, I don't tend to wear sunglasses very often. I almost never wear them. I just don't find them that comfortable. I'm sorry. And yes, I have blue eyes, so definitely I'm at risk of cataracts. Ugh. Hair graying, less likely that my hair will gray. Well, it hasn't yet really, so there's that. Shoulder impingement, likely to expel. What's shoulder impingement? A common shoulder disorder which has been considered the most frequent cause of shoulder pain. Well, sometimes I get tense shoulders. Does that count? Where are we up to? Oh, left-handedness. I'm likely to be left-handed. No, I'm right-handed. Facial telangiectasia. Telangiectasia. Whatever. Let's just find out what it is. Spider veins. Oh, I'm likely and I'm less likely. Okay, that's equal. I like how they couldn't just write spider veins on there. That would have been helpful. Finger length ratio, intermediate. What's ratio though? Is it between your... Dividing the length of your index finger by the length of the ring finger of the same hand. I don't know. What do you think? Sorry, don't look at those chipped nails. Anyway. Whatever. muscular lean mass, I don't know, intermediate. Persistent obesity, I'm less likely to, well, that makes sense. Photic sneeze, what is this? Just, oh look, they sneeze when they move from darkness into bright light, like sunlight. I did not know that people, I did not know people did that. I'm an average likelihood though. I've never noticed sneezing when I move from dark into light. And this room keeps going from dark to light, in case you haven't noticed. I haven't sneezed yet. Distance between eyeballs. Greater distance between eyeballs, okay. Daytime napping, intermediate. I do it sometimes, not every day. Chin protrusion. Likely to show increased chin protrusion. What do you think? I don't know. I think it's probably normal. Macular thickness. Decreased macular thickness. I don't know. I've been to have my eyes tested and my macula was supposedly healthy. So, I don't know. Tinnitus, less likely. I don't really have that. Nasal width, likely to have a narrow nose. Okay, I guess. Myopia. Which one's that? Nearsightedness. Is that when you can... difficulty seeing distant objects clearly. Right, so I now only, like in the last few years, have a very small very small prescription for seeing distance. So I can still see things in the distance, but technically I should probably wear glasses when I'm driving, though I always forget, so sorry, don't tell anyone. But it's not bad. Like I've managed to live. I didn't have it until like just the last couple of years. Personality, oh god, this is getting really long. I hope you guys aren't bored yet, but these are interesting. I want to see, like, definitely write down in the comments if you've done these tests. I want to know what results you got, because some of these are embarrassing. Agreeableness, we've done this. Conscientious, neurosis, extroversion, updated. I thought we already did this. Strong tendency, yeah, we already did that one. Openness, less open-minded. I'm more sensitive, highly sensitive. Oh, kitty. Highly sensitive people respond to very subtle stimuli and become easily overwhelmed. Yeah, that's probably me. More empathetic. Yeah, that's probably me. Facial emotion recognition ability, weaker. So I'm like, is that person happy or sad? I don't know, who cares? But I'm empathetic, so that's weird. Anger, intermediate. Fair, I'm not really too angry of a person, but I guess I could get angry if someone really wanted to piss me off. I don't know. Don't do it. Don't. Please. Social rejection. Less sensitive to social rejection. That's probably fair. I'm one of those people that if somebody's like don't want to be friends or something, I'm like, okay, like we just won't. It's okay. I'm not going to be sad about it. I'll just move on and find someone better. Intermediate, likelihood of experiencing loneliness. Less easily depressed. Well, you can talk to my shrink about that one. Harm avoidance. Intermediate. What's harm avoidance? Tendency to gear actions toward things that yield a low likelihood of potential physical or emotional harm. Well, I'm intermediate there anyways, so where are we? Fear of pain, intermediate. I like his face. Sorry. I have a pretty good pain threshold, but if I don't understand the pain, like if I have like a really bad pain that I'm like, whoa, I don't know what that is, then I'll freak out. But you know, like they've got a little needle there, I'm not too afraid of that kind of thing. Reward dependence, we've already done that. Gambling behavior, I'm gonna say I don't gamble. I mean, that's not like a heavy stance, like I don't gamble. It's more like I just don't really. less prone to gambling addiction. That makes sense. I think I find it really boring. I tried like using a poker machine one time and I got so bored during it that I just walked away and left the game half played. Like someone probably came along and won a bunch of money, but I got bored. Resist instant gratification less. Resist instant gratification less. A weaker tendency to resist instant gratification. So that means that I like instant gratification. Of course I do. Let's just try to be happy in the moment because, well, my telomeres say I'm not going to die anytime soon, but still, you never know. Romantic relationship. More likely to have a romantic relationship. I think we should all have romantic relationships. Novelty-seeking behavior. It's intermediate. Higher novelty-seeking behavior tend to respond more dramatically to novel situation. That's interesting that that's actually a inherited genetic trait. Risk-taking, intermediate, I guess. Less likely to use cannabis. True, I don't use it. Burnout, intermediate. Yeah, true, I guess I've been there, but yeah. Vulnerability to helicopter parenting. Less vulnerable. You can ask my parents about that. That's weird that you would have a genetic likelihood. Oh, okay, it's to the negative effects of it. So it's saying anyone could be helicopter parent, but I'm less vulnerable to be affected by it. Okay, you can chat to my parents about that one. Less likely to be impulsive at age 15. It's true, I wasn't a particularly impulsive, rebellious teenager, really. Experience positive effects less frequently. Look at this picture, like what? Positive affect is any experience of positive emotion such as satisfaction, enthusiasm, or happiness. So I'm less likely to feel those, but oh well. Can't win them all. Narrower social network. Is that just saying I don't have any friends? And that's probably true. Aggressive behavior, like how it's a dog. Lower risk for aggression. That's probably true. I'm not a very aggressive person. Lower resilience. I gotta click on that one. Ability to bounce back from stress. I have lower resilience. That's probably true, which is why I have generalized anxiety disorder. All right. Back to the regular program. Hypnotizability. I'm more easily hypnotized. That's weird. I've only tried once. I went to a hypnotist once to try to help with my anxiety and I couldn't be hypnotized. But also I was very like anxious. So I feel like if you're really anxious, then it's probably harder to get hypnotized anyway. So I don't know. But I'd love to go on one of those, like, you know, those stage shows where they have the hypnotist and they get people to do all sorts of stupid stuff. That'd be really fun. Less susceptible to framing effect. What's framing effect? Bias in decision making, in which our decisions change depending on how the information regarding the options is presented. I tend to make the same choice regardless of how information is presented. That's because I'm smart. I'm likely to bet higher. That's true. I'm not a gambler. Like I said, I don't really gamble. But if I was going to place a bet, then I want to make it worth my while. So if I've got the money, then I'm betting high. Effective temperament in obese population. What is that? While many determinants influence obesity risk, the condition has been linked to mood disorders. Okay, so it's saying if I was going to be obese due to these conditions, like due to this emotional state, then I'm equally likely. Wait, you're equally likely as other people to feel. These are the same. That's weird. No, it was less, wasn't it? That's a mistake. That's supposed to say less likely. Ooh, mistake, genome link. Okay, so I'm less likely. Well, I'm not obese, but I don't know. Maybe I'm getting tired. Where are we? Intergenerational transmission of parenting qualities. I'm less likely to transmit my parenting qualities. Okay. Likely to feel marital satisfaction. Less likely to have a higher household income. God damn it, when am I going to get rich? Seasonal mood swings. I'm likely to experience changes in mood and behavior during winter. Luckily, I mean, I live in Sydney and the winters aren't too harsh, but I am moving soon and the winter's probably going to be a little bit colder where I'm moving. Let's see how my mood goes. Diurnal preference for activity planning. I prefer planning activities for early in the day. That's true, because otherwise I just won't get them done, because later in the day I just wind down and give up. Less likely to be vengeful. I've already done that. Oh no, we did the avoidance of transgressors, and I'm less likely to be vengeful. It's true. I just can't be asked. Effect of traumatic life events. Effect of traumatic life events on jumping to conclusions. Less likely that traumatic life events affect my tendency to jump to conclusions. Okay. Effect of parenting style on creativity. Maternal authoritativeness likely leads to strong increase in creative flexibility. How specific is this? My mother's authoritativeness is likely to lead to a strong increase in my creative ability. Okay, so mum being bossy helps me to be creative, okay. Likely to spend extended leisure time watching TV. I don't watch regular TV. I'll watch YouTube a bit, or, you know, occasionally like Netflix or whatever. I don't think I'd be likely to spend extended time watching TV. Expended leisure time using a computer. Well, I guess YouTube counts as that. So yeah, I don't know though. I feel like those should probably be intermediate. Social conformity, intermediate. Am I a conformist? I'm equally likely to conform or not conform. That's probably true. It depends on what I'm doing. Effect of traumatic life events on attention to threats. Less likely. Impact of early life stress on sensitivity to punishment. I'm less likely that early life stress affected my sensitivity to punishment. I'm likely to hoard. Oh no. Sometimes that's true, but I've been making a big effort to be like a minimalist sort of. I mean, I know you're looking at all the crap behind me, but I'm moving, so I have an excuse for all of the crap behind me. But I'm hoping that in my new place it's going to be a lot better, because I'm actually getting rid of a lot of stuff as I'm moving. Vulnerability to computer frustration. Less likely. That's not true. I'm not very good with technology and I get frustrated by that. Well, actually, you know what? Maybe I don't get frustrated. Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm not very technologically savvy, and if things just don't work out, I'm just like, okay, just forget it. Like, I just won't do that. So I just give up. Impact of autistic traits on social. I'm likely that autistic traits will, but I'm not autistic. I can sometimes have some social anxiety. It goes up and down. It's kind of like my other anxiety. Like, it's weird because it's like I'm sometimes extroverted, sometimes anxious. I don't know. Forgiveness. Likely to show lower level of forgiveness. Is that true? I don't think that's true. I think I'm pretty forgiving. Likely to feel lower level of gratitude. I try, but yeah, maybe, I don't know. Views on economic policy. That's weird. How is that a gene? Preferences are fundamental building blocks in a model. I don't. Sorry, like economics and businessy stuff just like goes over my head anyway. Sports, last one. High sprint performance. I'm not particularly fast, so that's surprising. But then again, I never really tried that hard, so poor endurance. Probably. Athletic ability, intermediate. Probably true. Post-exercise heart recovery rate faster. Never really thought about it. Habitual physical activity, more frequent physical activity. I'd say that was true more like in the past. These days I've been a bit slack with it, though I'm hoping to get back into it a bit. Less likely to be a faster marathon runner. Well, let's be real, I would never run a marathon anyways. Seems very far. Achilles tendon ruptures, I'm less likely. Thank God, I don't want that to happen. Likely to have ACL ruptures. No, I don't want that. What even is that, ACL? Of the knee. You know what? I did have a ligament mess up in my knee when I was a teenager. So there you go. Marathon personal best time. I'm less likely to mark better marathon best. I'm not going to do a marathon. We've already established that. Less likely to show improved lower leg strength after 2 years of physical training. Well, that just tells me to skip leg day. What's the point if I'm not going to show improved lower leg strength? Likely to improve peak oxygen uptake. What does that mean? Response to, okay, so if I do high intensity training, I'm likely to improve my oxygen intake. What is that? Okay, less likely, sorry, it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Is it just me? Less likely to experience severe muscle damage after an ultra endurance race. Okay, I've never done one, but thank you. Walking pace, intermediate. I suspect I'm kind of actually a fast walker because sometimes, but then, you know, other people sometimes have little legs, so they have trouble keeping up with me. Likely to be a professional football player. Well, I mean, I've never played football, but, you know. God. Okay, I'm so tired. Well, that was fun. That was a bit of fun. I enjoyable. I had fun going through those results. Some of them are crazy. I cannot believe that there are sort of genetic studies to back up these. Like, I realized that, like I said in the last video, these tests are just looking at your tendencies, like what your genes say, but that doesn't really account for everything. Your life, your environment, and just other factors can play a huge role. So these genes are just sort of an underlying likelihood or whatever. And also different genes can clash and affect in different ways. So the combination, this is just a really basic simplified kind of thing. So yeah, some of them I definitely agree with, other ones I definitely question, but sorry, my camera died, but it is a lot of fun. So I highly recommend giving it a go. Start out with the free one like I did in the last video, and if you're still keen for more and you want to try some of these crazy ones, go ahead and subscribe. I really enjoyed it and recommend Genome Link. Like I said, it's just for entertainment though. Don't go running to your doctor with any of these things or anything like that. So alright, that is about it for this video. I really appreciate you watching and hanging out with me today and playing along with this silly game. Make sure that you hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and please let me know in the comments if you've tried this website or if there are other websites that you would even like me to try. And let me know your crazy results as well if you've done this. So, alright, take it easy, and I will see you soon in my next video, guys. Mwah.